Hello everyone! Today we are creating a mobile application for conducting an inventory in a warehouse using one mobile platform. First, let's discuss what important features would we like to see in the app. The most important feature should be a barcode scanning. If you scan a new product, it would be really nice to use voice input instead of typing all the details. After we scanned all the goods, we want to save the data to Dropbox, so we are going to interact with Dropbox API. Let's start. Here we have a fresh info base. Let's go to Configuration Properties and change the name of our application. Let it be Mobile Scanner. After that, we want to deploy a mobile application, not a desktop one. And we need to set up mobile application permissions. As we discussed, we are going to use camera for barcode scanning. We will need microphone for voice input. And we will need audio playback and vibration for the notifications. Now let's take care of the settings. So the first setting will be our Dropbox token. For that, we are creating a new constant. Name it token Dropbox. It will be string. I set length to 0, so we don't have any limitations on that. Also, we are going to have some Boolean flags that might be modified during the workflow. So we're creating a catalog, name it settings. It will be a simple implementation of key value storage. So we're creating attribute called value, set type to Boolean. And now let's set up our flags. So the first one will be use voice input, which allows us to enable or disable voice input. The second one will be play text messages. And the last two will enable or disable notification during the barcode scanning. So the first one is vibration when barcode scanning, and the last one will be sound notification. Alright, to enable these flags available from the code, you need to set up the getters for them. For that, let's create a common model, name it main model. Here we're going to write some code. So first, I will show you how to get the value of our constant. Pay attention to export statement. This statement allows us to access this function globally from any other models in our code. So we're going to use constant global object, select token Dropbox, get function, don't forget semicolon at the end. Good. So for the settings, it will be very similar. For example, use voice input function. Here we use another global object called catalogs. Pick settings, pick use voice input, and value. So for other flags, the code will be similar, so I'm just going to copy and paste it. Perfect. So that's how our getters look like. One last thing, we should enable this model on client. So just go to the properties of our main model and set up this checkbox. Cool, that's all for the settings. Now let's create a catalog for storing our products. It will contain only one attribute for barcode. It will be string with the length 25 symbols. And for storing the current list of products in stock, we will create a new object called document. Let's name it inventory. So here we store our data in tabular section. Call it products. So the first attribute of the products will be product, which is reference to our catalog. And the second attribute will be barcode, which is, as we remember, a string with length 25 symbols. And the last attribute will be quantity, which is just a number. Okay, now let's create a visual representation of our inventory. For that, let's create a form. Let me show you. As you can see, our form has already had all the required information. Here we have product, barcode, and here you can't see it right now, but also we have quantity. Great. Now let's add a couple of comments to our form. The first one is read barcode, and the second one will be post to Dropbox, which we will use for sending data to Dropbox. As you may notice, the comments, they're not added to the form by default, so you need to place them manually. So let's do that. Just drag and drop. You can use arrows to change the order of the items on the form. Great. Now we have two comments here. Let's create a command handler for read barcode command. Right click and creating command handler on a client. Just going to copy and paste the code so we can go through it all together. Okay, so let's look through our code. Here we have our read barcode procedure, which is command handler. So basically we initialize show barcode scanning procedure, which is a part of 1C platform. As the argument, we pass the title of the dialog and two handlers. One of them is scan result, which will procedure our scan results, and the closing handler. So let's look how we process our scanning results. As the argument here we have barcode, result object, system message, and some extra options. First of all, if we got results, that means the scan was successful, we want to play an alert, and as an argument we pass two things. The second one is just true or false for vibration, As you remember, we defined function in our common model, main model, which just return the value of our flag for vibration. And as for playing a sound alert, it's a little bit more complicated, but not really. Here we again use our main model sound function, and if we enable it through our flag, we return a system object sound alert default, or we return sound alert noun in case of false. It's simple. And on the next line, we are doing important thing. So we got a barcode from our scanning, and here we want to check if this product exists in our catalog. Because scanning procedure is performing on a client, we can't really check our catalog because it's available only on a server. So we need to use a separate function for that. Let's walk through the details. And as you can see, we define what function and procedure will be performed on a server or on a client using the statement at server or at client. Okay, here we just use internal query language. It's very simple to SQL query language, basically. It's just like SQL prepared queries. So here we created a query and fill the parameter value. The parameter here is our barcode value, and we removed all extra spaces if any exists, and just executing the query. Simple. So if we found a product with this barcode, we return it reference, or we return false. Let's get back to our scan result procedure. So if we don't find any product, we are going to add a new one. Let's go to definition. What's happening here? Here we're looking for this product in our documents. So we're just basically checking if we have already scanned this product before. Scanned and saved here. So it's different data from what we have in the catalog, right? So in the catalog we have just a product description, and in our document we have actually information about scanned product. So it's like barcode and the quantity, right? So we are going to look through and check it out if we have already scanned it before. And we will search using our barcode as a search parameter. So if we don't find this product in our scanned products list, we have to add one. So we create a new product here, put the reference, put the barcode and the quantity. Because it's a first scan, it will be 1. If we actually scan this product before, we'll just increase the amount of quantity property, right? And this line is just save the data, basically. If the product we scanned isn't exist in the catalog, we have to add it. And for that we need to do some extra manipulations. I will show you what we have to do. So to create a new product, we need to create a form as a dialog for creating a new product, right? So I'm gonna create a new form for products catalog. And we will create two new comments. So first one will be saved and close, and the second one will be voice input. So let's add them to the form. And create a handler for save and close command. Yeah, I'm gonna to copy and paste the code here and we will walk through it. So on the first line of our procedure is just saving this object. So the object is actually our product. And on the second line, we are closing the form and passing our barcode as the parameter. Why you will see later. Let's also create a handler for our voice input command. So for our voice input procedure, what we're doing here, we are using powers of one mobile platform and creating an Android speech recognition intent here, this line. And if you get the result, the problem is that Android returns us text in the lowercase, and on this string we're just making some prettifying thing. So we take the first letter and make it uppercase, and then just recording description. That's all. Okay, now let's get back to our code in a document form, that part where we creating a new product in the catalog. So what we are doing here, we are calling the form that we just created for the product and passing as the parameter a structure, and the structure contains our barcode. How we can process that? For that we should create a handler on open, and here we check if we passed any parameters there. In our case it's barcode. We fill it on a form, and also we enabling voice input if the proper flag was set up for that. And yep, that's all. Okay, so now let's create the last command handler to save our data to Dropbox, creating a new procedure. I'm just gonna paste the code for you. Alright, good. So let's have a look at our handler. Here it is. Post to Dropbox command. What we're doing here. First we're checking if there are any products scanned to send it to the Dropbox. Then we generating structure and send it to the server and check if it was successful. or in case we failed, we are showing the error to the user. So let's dive in and look through this post to Dropbox add server command. So actually what we are gonna do, we're gonna send the data in PDF format. So for that, we first need to generate the document. So generating a spreadsheet document, as you can see here, and the put as the first column number, second column product, then the barcode and quantity. On this line, we're just getting all the data and putting it in this document, in this spreadsheet, setting name for the file, and actually creating it, as you can see. You also will need a Dropbox token for that. How to get it, you can read on the Dropbox API website. So we created the file, put the data inside. Now we just need to establish the connection with the Dropbox API server. Here we're creating headers, HTTP headers, according to their documentation. I'm not going to explain how. You can just check their website for that. After we created the headers, we are creating a new HTTP request structure. We are setting as a body the data of our temporary file. Here we're establishing the connection. And making a post request. Don't forget to set the encoding to UTF-8. So if we don't get 200 status code back from the server, means that we have an error there. And we are just here we're creating a error message for user. If everything fine, we just setting the results status as true. That's basically pretty simple thing. The most tricky one is generating the file here. So usually this mechanism is using for generating the reports. So it's a little hack that we use. And let's have a look at the error reporting function. So here we just want to make it user-friendly, and if we actually enabled playing text messages through our settings flag, we are going to use a multimedia tools, the internal 1C platform object, to play the status of our synchronization. So if it's supported on the device and if we set the flag, then we just play this message to the user. If not, we're just showing a text message. So that's basically all. To sum up, we just created a mobile application using 1C platform for product scanning. We record all the scanned goods and we enabled synchronization with Dropbox storage. That's quite amazing, I would say. Okay, let me show you how the app works on the mobile phone. Here's our app, the start screen. In the setup we can switch on and switch off our flags, also put our token for Dropbox, and As you can see, the list of products, I have already tried something. Let's delete it for now. Now it's empty, and we will empty inventory list as well. Cool, so let's scan something. Let's start from these seeds, and let's use voice input. Save and close. Let's check our products list. Here we go, we have coriander. Okay. Let's try something else. Here we have origami paper from Japan. Cool. Also saving that. Alright. Let's post it to Dropbox. Okay, file upload. Let's check our Dropbox. Okay, got a new file with the coriander inside. Great. So for the future, it probably would be useful to make one button for the all products as well. That's all. Thank you.